heading into our third technical bone dance of this marathon. This time coming from Absent Fiend with Rui on commentary. This time we're doing Spyro 3 OG, which is the original counterpart to a run that you're going to see later in the evening from me. However, OG3 is very, very interesting to watch. I've seen a couple of runs of it, and I'm really looking forward to what you can do here, Absent. But without further ado, throw it away to you, Rui and Absent. You guys have a good time.
Sure thing. Absent, did you want me to count you in?
Sure.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so this is Bone Dance. Sort of like how it was in SRT earlier, and in S2 as well, and Wally did his. The goal of the run is to get a skeleton to dance at the very end. So Absent is going to try and basically get through the game as quick as possible so that you can get to the section where the bone challenge is, which is Enchanted Towers. So in order to get there, he needs to basically go through all of Sunrise. And he's going to be trying to complete the levels as fast as possible in each of them.
Basically the first third of an any percent run and Enchanted.
Yeah. So, like in the All Bosses run earlier, he's going to go for a proxy straight away. He did get it, but it wasn't high enough. So I suppose I have a little bit more time to like explain proxies here. So like I explained earlier, proxies are when Spyro sort of gets like a shot momentum from interacting with an object, and I said earlier that that was a dead body proxy. So specifically how that proxy is activated, it's done by doing a 1-frame glide, which is basically just pressing X whilst charging into the enemy, and it shoots Spyro upwards. And if you do it at like the right angle, right timing and everything, it allows you to skip a good chunk of the level. Absent just did another trick there called Waterfall Swim. Water in this game, it's sort of just activated by like a layer. It's not actually like physical water sort of thing. It's just a trigger, and if you can trigger swim and like get out of bounds with it as well, it just allows you to swim through the air, which allows Absent to get into Seashell Shore a lot more earlier. There are proxies that you can do in Seashell, but it's sort of awkward for Absent to really get any use out of them. He would have to go into like side area pools so that he can get swim again and activate the egg at the end of the level. But because Absent is on Emu, having slow disk speed sort of makes it less fast. If the run was to be done on a console that can do FDS, so PS2 or PSTV, it would probably be better if there was a proxy added in, but in Absent's case, it's better to just go through the level as normal. Then straight after that, he goes into Molten Crater. And probably should have mentioned this first actually, but like Jeremy said earlier, all the portals are just stored underneath the level, and Sunrise Spring is sort of special in the sense of you can actually see where the portals are. That's not the case in all the homeworlds. In Evening Lake, you can't actually tell like where they are. There's no visual cue of where they'll be, but in Sunrise you can sort of see like the top of the portal, kind of looks sort of like a mustache. So Absint's already like halfway there technically. He only needs like 7 eggs during this run. The last one being the bone dance egg. But I believe the timing on this category actually ends after the dance is over. It's sort of funny. If you skip it, I don't think it's technically a valid run.
Yeah, it's kind of unique. We deliberately forgo some speed to get the
Must
laps, I
resist.
guess. So,
Resist pressing the start button. So in Cloud Spires, the skip that Absent just done there, I think it's in. I forgot what it's called. Momentum conservation. Yeah. Basically, Absent is charging right up to the edge of that platform, then doing a normal jump, which basically allows Spyro to sort of like get further. And because all the levels in this game are sort of like in a loop, jumps like that and one in Icy Peak, they look impossible, but there's sort of ways that the developers didn't really think of.
I redeemed myself from my all bosses run. Lost like a minute and a half there.
Yeah, that was tragic.
Pretty unusual, but this is better.
Yeah. No, this is going really well so far. I don't think you've missed much.
Yeah, just board proxy and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
First couple Sunnyvale proxies.
In Sheila's Outpost, by the way, there's sort of a sense of like RNG that's in this. Especially with the last part here, the Rhinox can be in very awkward places at times. I don't think that placement was too bad, but
Yeah, that was fine.
yeah.
There can be differing numbers of Rhinox that spawn in too. Sometimes fewer will spawn in, sometimes you'll get an extra one or two.
Still just dependent on like where they're all placed, because you don't really want to go back for any of them either.
Let's hit him.
So Absint's already done with Sunrise pretty much. He just needs to fight Buzz. I explained this earlier, but might as well explain it here
Listen
again.
carefully, you
Buzz is a very broken fight. You can absolutely cheese it. There's 2 tricks Absint's going to do here. So the very first one will be he's going to run to the edge of the arena, and Buzz is programmed to not go off the edge by himself. So as long as Absent stays on the edge, whenever Buzz does his roll attack, he won't actually roll over Spyro, because the game doesn't want him to go into the lava. The second thing that's happening here is that Absint's turning his camera, and usually Buzz would have like a fire attack that would go off. There's 2 phases of the fire attack. For the third phase, I don't think you really need to do it much. Like Absent right now is just going for it. But for the second phase, it's sort of annoying to have the shield come up. But if you just turn the camera away, Buzz won't do his attack.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it's only the middle 2 hits and not the last 2 as well. But for whatever reason, with the last 2, you can just stare straight at him.
Yeah. I sort of just look away on the third phase anyway, out of habit.
Yeah, I've been thinking it might help to like time the hits too. If you want to make that more consistent, you can use the camera turning as like a visual cue of sorts.
Yeah.
If you do it consistently. But...
So Absent just did Bridge Swim there as well. And with Bridge Swim, basically Spyro's getting him stuck in between the bridge and the pool of water, so it'll constantly bounce up and down. If Absent press charge at the right time, though, he can initiate swim there. And usually that's the part when Absent would go into Sergeant Bird in an any percent run. But we're just here for bones now. So Absent's currently in Enchanted Towers, and he was trying to get a proxy at the start there. He wasn't able to get it, unfortunately. But instead, he's going to go around and get some of the bones before death abusing. It just saves awkwardness for later. There's a lot of subtle things happening around here. Like for one of the bones, Absent had to do sort of like a wall glide, but a flop at the same time to get up to one of the bones. With the two main bones, that's the issue. It's the ones that are in the tower. So if Absent gets like a really high proxy, he's probably going to want to go for the furthest tower. And then after he's gotten that, he just has one bone left, and you can actually like charge jump around the tower to get some of the bones. There is a strat if you don't get a high enough proxy called Dream Crushers that allows you to jump on top of the very first tower and glide to the second one. But it's extremely awkward. It's known for being absolutely awful. And like that, the run's over.
So everyone's
Now we get to
skeleton
watch. Yep, now we get to watch Skeleton.
That went pretty well, all things considered. Not too much difficulty in Enchanted.
Alrighty, that was a very, very fast 3-bone dance. That was very good. I don't have any idea what world record in the category is, but that looked really, really fast to me.
World record is 9:15, I think, by Jeremy Thompson.
I got you. That was still pretty speedy regardless, it looked at least. Great job, Absent, and great commentary, Rui. Speaking of Rui, we actually have him coming up in another like little bit here to do an OG Spyro 3 Skateboard IL showcase, which will take about like 20 minutes, but we're gonna take a brief little intermission between then and now. So sit tight while we get that set up. Anything else to say from you guys?
Not really, other than a good run, Absent.
Thanks. Good commentary.
Thank you.
Awesome. Great job, guys. We'll see you in a bit.